What it is and what it ain't, I'm gonna let y'all know what I think. But first, you gotta hit that post notification so you'll be in the loop every time I drop another video. It's your boy Goldmouth Short. Let me get straight down to business. Hey man, today we finna talk about that beef between AZ and that boy E-40. Now, a lot of people don't know it was the beef with these two individuals, but it was a beef shortly after that East Coast West Coast thing had jumped off, man. And a lot of cats was picking, choosing sides. You know, if you was from the West Coast, you was rocking with Tupac. You from the East, you was rocking with Biggie. And it was some stuff said in a magazine, supposedly by AZ, saying that he don't rock with E-40 music. And E-40 took that personal. So, you know what I mean? E-40 wrote a song about it. And he dissed the NBA player Rasheed Wallace. And you know what I mean? He had straight beef with them boys. And he had a whole 8-bar verse in the 16 bars talking about AZ. You know what I mean? But AZ didn't even respond to him. But I know y'all a lot of West Coast fans and stuff, and y'all rooting for E-40. But back in the days, AZ was that nigga at the time, because AZ was on Nas' first project, and you know that Life's a Bitch and all these other phenomenon artists was right there with AZ. You know, he was right there in school with Jay-Z. All he did was put together masterpieces. You know what I mean? And all his hits really came from Nas. You know what I mean? Featuring on classics. You feel what I'm saying? But he got a few of his own, like Sugar Hill, baby. Sugar Hill went gold. He dropped by 10 projects and all. You know what I'm saying? Since he started. You know what I mean? But he dropped his albums every 3 years. You know how artists drop every 1 year, every 2 years. Well, AZ dropped every 3 years. Because, you know, he had toured the world for a whole year after he do the project. And, you know, he'll go back in there and write some more stuff. You know what I mean? He don't oversaturate his music. And, you know, E-40 did like 25 albums. And that's just some that you can count since he started. So, you know, AZ just didn't like his style, and he went public about it. So E-40 went after him on the first song on his tape, Hall of Game. And, you know, a lot of people was like, that was a mean diss. You know what I mean? Because E-40, he was just going all in, saying he was watching New York Undercover. And, you know, he was looking at a magazine with Cool Keith on the cover, and he spotted him. AZ talking about him like a sucker. And he was calling AZ gay and stuff like that. And he was like, nigga, you always hanging with Nas and shit, trying to piggyback. But, you know, AZ didn't respond. You know, AZ felt like, man, I ain't gonna respond to this nigga because Biggie didn't like him. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people like Biggie went public about not liking E-40, so it's straight for me to do it. And you know, he got all these credentials because he was with Dr. Dre, and everybody know E-40 and Dr. Dre never did the song. And E-40 always wondered why he couldn't ever do a song with Dr. Dre. Well, you know, Dr. Dre really didn't like him either. You know what I'm saying? Ice Cube, uh, Too Short, Ice-T, all them niggas cool with E-40. It just Dr. Dre, he choose not to reach out to E-40 in the music. But you know, AZ had the pleasure with Nature and Nas to do a whole album, and Foxy Brown with Dre. Dre fucked over their whole sound, and they let him do it. You know what I mean? Because they was true artists. They was trying to sell more records than anybody could never dream of. Like a Deadly Force, like a Eminem or something. They was trying to do that with the firm. You know what I'm saying? But E-40 was like, you niggas don't respect the Bay, I'm on your head. Don't ever talk about me in the Murder Dog or Double XL Source magazine. It was one of those magazines. And you know, E-40 read it, man. It was like, bro, I can't hide this, man. But like I said, I don't know if AZ was so big at the time, he didn't even take no time to look back at the whole situation because, you know, he was living a high life. Like, he coined the name mafioso style. It was a fucking type of music what Jay-Z, Biggie, and Nas used to do, that mafioso style. And any other gangster who can fit that style. You know what I mean? Like Cool G rap type shit. So you know what I mean? Nas always never said nothing because he ain't care for E-40 music either. And you know, E-40 was like, man, I'm gonna still stand the test of time. I don't care if I sell 100,000, but I've been through this independent game. I'm selling trunk songs, music out my trunk, hand-to-hand combat. I'm a millionaire. You niggas ain't millionaires. You know, he was talking good shit at the time because he was independent. And, you know, AZ was signed to all these majors, man, like Columbia, uh, EMI, you know what I'm saying, all these big labels. But, you know, later on, he had to go over there to Real Talk in California and do some albums over there. I don't think these boys ever ran into each other. And you know what I mean? That beef just got squashed after, you know, E-40 did the same thing AZ them did to him and just went public about it and made a diss song. But like I say, AZ never responded. That's it on the beef between E-40 and AZ. That's some real hip hop history, you know what I mean, from the 90s to the 2000s, man, coming from Goldmouth. You know what I mean? This was the real beef. Just chill. I'm out of there. Peace.